first of 5, Tom Ford Ombre leather, masculine, daring, and powerful. The opening is intense and realistic, like smelling a new pair of luxury leather gloves. The Tom Ford brand has really outdone itself in creating a scent for a man. A recurring theme in Tom Ford Ombre leather is the leather accord with hints of freshness. The most prominent notes are leather, violet leaf, and oak moss. The first 5 minutes of the scent is a strong leather accord. In the background, floral notes help dial down the leather's intensity. They blend nicely to create a fresh masculine fragrance. The dry oak moss in the base diversifies the scent character and keeps it unique. It may be hard to imagine leather smelling fun and interesting, but ombre leather does it. Nothing else smells like ombre leather. It is unique in combining a very masculine accord with fresh florals. It lasts 8 to 9 hours in the skin with moderate to big projection, pushing out multiple feet for the first few hours. This can be worn for all occasions, just needs to be moderated in close quarter settings. Now seasonality, all seasons, so spring, summer, fall, and winter. However, I would avoid the really hot days of summer. Bulgari Men In Black opens with a masculine blend of rum and spices, neither overpowering, and they are tempered by a leather and tobacco accord peeking from the base. As the name suggests, you pretty quickly understand why it's the Man in Black. All of these notes are very mysterious and seductive. There is some sweetness and woody nuances, but neither are too overpowering and give the wearer some depth. As the wear continues, the spices fade and the leather and tobacco notes become more prominent. These are both smoothed over by a creamy accord peeking from the base as well. The rest of the wear gets warmer but stays consistently masculine with leather and tobacco accords. The performance lasts 8 to 9 hours in the skin with intimate projection. This is by design, and speaking of, it can be worn for all occasions, but best for formal occasions and dates. Hence, the intimate projection is perfect for those types of situations. As for seasons, exclusively fall and winter. Draco New York EDT opens with oak moss and lavender notes. They're rather dry and smooth, but at least jump right into that masculine nature. In the background is a leathery depth with citric bergamot nuances that dance on the top and break up the intensity of the opening. The bergamot shines for a few minutes, but as quickly as it's present, it disappears. For the next 45 minutes, it is a very linear green scent with all the accords from before, but with the addition of a crisp awakening mint that really helps break up the monotony of the green accords. It really livens up the rest of the fragrance, and the fun only begins in the dry down. Draco New York can be a hard scent to wrap your nose around sometimes because there is so much going on. Yeah, I'm going to simplify it for you, and the base is all about herbal and green tones with a woody backbone. The performance is average. It lasts 6 hours in the skin with moderate projection. It makes your presence known but doesn't scream for attention. It can be worn for all occasions and almost all seasons. Really hot days are too much, but works perfect in the spring, fall, and winter. Water EDP starts with a blast of fresh bergamot. In the background are mildly spicy pepper notes and a clean, soapy lavender. In this case, lavender is very modern and uplifting rather than old school. As the scent develops, the citrus notes fade but leave their fresh accents. The ambroxan from the base starts to push to the forefront. The spices are slightly more prominent as the ambroxan pushes them to the top. At this point, the lavender is almost entirely gone. A soft and well-rounded nature takes its place. The rest of the wear is simple. Warm ambroxan is the most prominent, accompanied by fresh accents. Of all parts of the fragrance, the opening is the most interesting, and that's only because there was the most going on. The performance is outstanding. It lasts 8 to 10 hours on the skin with big projection. The first few hours, it pushes out 3 to 4 feet with 3 sprays and then recedes closer to the skin, never becoming a skin scent. Now, I wouldn't call the EDP version a beast mode fragrance, but it certainly is close. The versatility is as good as the smell and performance. This can be worn for all seasons or occasions. Some guys think this is too much for the summer, but that's only true if you don't moderate your spray count and wear it in 90+ Fahrenheit weather. Davidoff Cool Water EDT opens as ultra aromatic, and there is a strong blend of mint and herbal tones that emphasize a high degree of freshness. This mint is particularly interesting as it has an alluring spice to it. In the background, I catch wafts with dusty lavender and a faint aquatic backbone. Altogether, the opening is very well balanced. Now, that was the first 15 to 20 minutes. After this period, the fresh herbal tones are retained, and the lavender becomes more prominent, lending a greater degree of fresh, floral, and clean nuances. One thing I will note about the lavender is that it has an old school aroma rather than a classy and modern one. This is of no surprise as it was released in the 80s. Cool water dries down after a few hours. Here you'll smell an enticing dose of musk with green aromatics and an aquatic backbone for the rest of the wear. The performance is average. It lasts 6 to 7 hours on the skin with light to moderate projection. It is what I like to call gentlemanly projection. In the first couple of hours, it pushes out 2 feet before receding closer to the skin. Cool water is exclusively for warm weather. It works amazing in the summer and late spring, but any other time it doesn't do so well. Pretty typical of a fresh fragrance like this. Now, occasions, it best fits casual and office wear. Going back to earlier, it does have gentlemanly projection, so it won't offend anyone in the office, but it also doesn't have that oomph factor and power to stand out in situations other than those two. Thanks for listening. See you next time.